Numbers 23. Let's set the scene. Balak wants Balaam to put a curse on the Israelites, but God doesn't want that. So God has told Balaam to play along, but God's gonna feed different information into his ear, just to mess with everything. Is this unnecessarily complicated? Totally. But is it interesting? This chapter is all about the 3 messages that Balaam gets from God. Balaam said, "Build me 7 altars here, and prepare 7 bulls and 7 rams for me." Balak did as Balaam said, and the 2 of them offered a bull and a ram on each altar. It is not clear that God is sending Balaam this message, which means he may just be making all this up on his own. Which means he's really putting this other guy to work. Make me an altar. No, wait, make that 2. No, wait, screw it. Do 7, and then find me 14 animals. Why? Because I need you to murder all of them. Why? Shut up and do it, that's why. It's possible that Balaam is just trying to kill time, hoping that God will deliver a happy message in his ear instead of a curse. But if your goal was wasting time, why not just have Balak build more altars? Why require the animal sacrifices? Why do animals have to die because you couldn't think of a plan B? Then Balaam said to Balak, "Stay here beside your offering while I go aside. Perhaps the Lord will come to meet with me. Whatever he reveals to me, I will tell you." Then he went off to a barren height. Sure, just tell the guy you're trying to defeat your every move. I'm sure that'll work out real well. What's next? A magic show with all the tricks revealed up front? God met with him, and Balaam said, "I have prepared 7 altars, and on each altar I have offered a bull and a ram." The Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth and said, "Go back to Balak and give him this word." So he went back to him and found him standing beside his offering with all the Moabite officials. Okay, place your bets, everyone. Is God gonna send over a curse? A blessing? Some weird form of trickery? I don't know. But if there's one thing we know for sure, it's that no animal is safe. Then Balaam spoke his message. "Balak brought me from Aram, the king of Moab from the eastern mountains. Come," he said, "curse Jacob for me. Come, denounce Israel." How can I curse those whom God has not cursed? How can I denounce those whom the Lord has not denounced? From the rocky peaks I see them. From the heights I view them. I see a people who live apart and do not consider themselves one of the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob or number even a fourth of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and may my final end be like theirs. I thought the Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth, not a Shakespearean monologue. Jesus. And why is Balaam explaining to Balak why Balak brought him there? He knows. I have no clue if what Balaam said was a blessing or a curse, but he is saying he wants to die like the Israelites, forever remembered and honored, which is why today everyone knows the name Balaam. Balak said to Balaam, "What have you done to me? I brought you to curse my enemies, but you have done nothing but bless them." That was a blessing? It talked about Balaam dying like all the Israelites. How is that a good thing for anyone? He answered, "Must I not speak what the Lord puts in my mouth?" Listen, no one has to say every damn thought that pops into their head, even if they think God told them to say it. Pat Robertson does not have to. Other prophets do not have to. I censor myself all the time, and you know how many stupid things I say out loud. Imagine what I'm holding back. This is not cancel culture, but this was just Balaam's first message from God. There are more to come. Then Balak said to him, "Come with me to another place where you can see them. You will not see them all, but only the outskirts of their camp. And from there, curse them for me." So he took him to the field of Zophim, on the top of Pisgah, and there he built 7 altars and offered a bull and a ram on each altar. Why would looking at them from a different angle make Balaam want to curse them? That doesn't make any sense. But hey, at least 14 more animals were murdered for no reason. Balaam said to Balak, "Stay here beside your offering while I meet with him over there." It is so weird to hear someone talk about God like God is a drug dealer. Stay here. I need to have a secret meeting with, my guy. I mean, sure, you could come with me to verify whatever he's telling me, but trust me, I'll relay the information verbatim, which makes this meeting totally unnecessary and just a way to overdramatize the story. The Lord met with Balaam and put a word in his mouth and said, "Go back to Balak and give him this word." It's not gonna be a word. It's never a word. God has never spoken to someone and said, "No," and then just left it at that. So he went to him and found him standing beside his offering with the Moabite officials. Balak asked him, "What did the Lord say?" I swear, if this is the same crap as the last time, Then he spoke his message. "Arise, Balak, and listen. Hear me, son of Zippor. God is not human, that he should lie, not a human being, that he should change his mind. Does he speak and then not act? Does he promise and not fulfill? I have received a command to bless. He has blessed, and I cannot change it. No misfortune is seen in Jacob, no misery observed in Israel. The Lord their God is with them. The shout of the king is among them. God brought them out of Egypt. They have the strength of a wild ox. There is no divination against Jacob, no evil omens against Israel. It will now be said of Jacob and of Israel, 'See what God has done.' The people rise like a lioness. They rouse themselves like a lion that does not rest till it devours its prey and drinks the blood of its victims." None of these people know how to communicate. Stop speaking in code and just tell people what you want. You don't have to compare everything to a wild animal. By the way, some translations do not say wild ox. They say unicorn. They say the Israelites will have the strength of a unicorn, which is honestly an insult, since unicorns quite literally have no strength. To which I say, you know what? I think they're even stronger than a unicorn. Also, we are all stronger than a unicorn. Okay, so God is blessing the Israelites by making them so strong that they can murder everyone and drink the blood of their victims, which I am told is a good thing. And Balaam is just conveying all of this to Balak, who really wanted Balaam to curse the Israelites, which means 28 animals have now died for no reason. I think that about covers it. Wait, no, one more thing. Did you hear that line about God that says, "Does he promise and not fulfill?" Yes, he promises and fails to live up to that promise all the time. In Numbers 11, God promised the Israelites a month's worth of meat for them to eat when he killed all those quail. But then, a few verses later, when some of them complained, God sent a plague to kill the picky eaters. Promise unfulfilled. I swear, I'm the only person reading the Bible. Then Balak said to Balaam, "Neither curse them at all nor bless them at all." Balaam answered, "Did I not tell you I must do whatever the Lord says?" What the hell is Balak doing? Is he trying to prevent a blessing from getting to the Israelites? That's not a thing you can intercept. Oh, but wait, we are going to do all of this again in just a moment. Then Balak said to Balaam, "Come, let me take you to another place. Perhaps it will please God to let you curse them for me from there." And Balak took Balaam to the top of Peor, overlooking the wasteland. Sure, why not? I'm sure a third angle will change God's mind, even though God has never once been like, you guys, that thing I just said? Ignore it. My bad, I screwed up. Balaam said, build me 7 altars here, and prepare 7 bulls and 7 rams for me. Balak did as Balaam had said, and offered a bull and a ram on each altar. We are gonna kill 42 animals because Balak wants a third opinion about the thing he's never gonna win. Here's some interesting literary analysis for you. Balak will be frustrated by God 3 separate times, which is just like the way Balaam was frustrated by God 3 separate times in the previous chapter. But remember when Balaam's donkey pleaded for him to just obey God? Now Balaam has taken on the role of the donkey. What does that mean? Nothing. It means nothing. But Bible scholars love to point that out. Why are we doing this? We know what the next chapter will say. You know what I'd like to see? Balak sacrificed on one of these altars because he's just wasting everyone's time by testing God, who doesn't change his mind. And I want the animals to throw a revenge party. Now that would be Shakespearean.